Hey everybody, Brian here at quantlabsnet.com. In this video, we are going to do something different as usual. In this video, I am taking 4 different asset classes to see which one has the potential highest return over the next 4 weeks. So today is July 8th, 2025, and I'm going to show you the new front end I've created, again, with AI. Everything I've done is with AI. So here's the 4 portfolios that I'm working on. And first one we're doing is retail Forex. So this is cross between different commodities, CFD, Forex, and the like. So there's that one. We've got the standard portfolio and future options that I've used. Just ran the same data outlook for today, using for futures and options. The other two are equity. So the first one is non-USA. So if you haven't heard about Trump's, or I call him now President Faco, it's already chickened out on this one. July 9th was a day. Most of his tariffs were going to come off, and going to really ruin everyone's portfolios and all that. And it seems that Trump does what Trump does, always chickens out. So he's now President Taco and chicken out again. Apparently, there's rumors that those tariffs will be extended down till first week of August. So he really knows how to mess things up in the U.S. and pretty well for everyone out there, including international as well. Doesn't bring any form of clarity into the market. So just as a thing before that headline came out, I decided to do a ETF stock analysis using the same process I introduced last week, but it's mostly focusing on non-USA. So most of it came out with country MSCI ETFs and gold as well for that one. So the last one is a specific one for USA. So those are the different types of asset classes we've got. So here's the results. So I'm trying to get better on the prompting here. So there's 4 asset classes, and I feed each portfolio outlook into the AI prompt, and this is what it came out to. So we have non-USA equity, USA equity, and somehow it pulled out a lot of fixed income and income related ETFs, but didn't really, it only chose one futures contract, which was corn. So I don't know what's going on there. But at the end of the day, the most lucrative one, this one's okay. This is using a variety of different ETFs, non-USA equities. So we have here the Greece gold related gold fields. Sorry, I forget what this one is as well, but you can see the expected return. So again, here I put in the request in the AI to give me an outlook on the price of this little basket of assets and what would the outlook be. So I've asked for an entry exit on this particular entry. So it says here by July 27th. I don't know where it gets that information from, but it projects it. I don't know if it can be accurate. No one knows, especially when you got President Paco as president. That's the way it goes on that one. So here's the potential profit return. So again, you get 2.3 on this one. That's Z at an ETF, Greece 9.95, GDX 9.08, and then the GFI, which is the gold fields. That's a South African gold miner, just by the way, 12.81%. So the maximum loss is pretty good. I did ask for stop loss prices. So you see here, this is the highest return, is GREK with the highest, and this is the historical annual Sharpe ratio for those assets. So in here we're expecting 14% over this next period if there is an upswing that does come. And then risk reward 3.2, Sharpe ratio about 2.28 between all of them. So these are a comparison of all the other assets. So the big one that has the highest return, as I'll show you in a minute, But overall, the portfolio, if I put in, I can't remember the amount. I think it was 20,000 or 15,000. You get a 23% return over the next couple of weeks. So the last one I did was 24%. This one's probably less risky, to be honest. So you can see here on the projected portfolio, and this is on U.S. equities. So what it just shows you is a non-U.S. equity. So here's the U.S. equities. So these are the big performers. Most of them are single stock. But the one that dropped off here was Robinhood. I think that has something to do with the token fiasco they just put out, which originally a few years ago got finance booted out of the U.S. and pretty well Ontario Canadian markets because of these equity tokens that they issued, stock tokens. I got them booted out with Binance now. Robinhood gets away with it, and uh, it's funny how the American system works. I can just tell you that. Anyways, so Robinhood's not on here, but the other two that was recommended last week was Rocket Lab and Palantir. Here, it's updated the potential return over the same period of time, 28.6% return, and Palantir 13%. Okay, so you can see here, same entries. And again, this is as a basket, as a mini portfolio. So here we have also got Coinbase with another 12% return. The all-star of the whole lot is this Rocket Lab as well. Potential return for the entry to exit 42%. So that's a pretty high flyer, no pun intended. So the other ones have these other ETFs. They're performers. The sectors that have been projected to do well is aerospace, Rocket Lab, as an example. So one of them is this AR, and this is the problem with ETFs. 4.9% returns okay to be safe. And then there's this ARKW, which I've talked about, which is the next generation of ETFs. So that one's going to have a return of projected 7%. Block, which is related, web related, says 11%. Palantir, again, 13%. And Coinbase at 12%. This is a good mix between ETFs and US and single stock as well. So this one, obviously, Rocket Lab's the highest performer here. So these are the historical annual Sharp ratios. You can see here, Rocket Lab's real king of the pack, along with Palantir. I don't know how long Palantir will continue, but something worthwhile. Here's the risk-adjusted optimal allocations weighted here as well. So majority of the money, if you were to put into it, would be put into that suggested Rocket Lab, and then you have a little bit here different percentages. So let's say Palantir at 19%. That's again generated by the AI. So again, this is just financial advice. It's just what I'm doing plus what the AI is adjusting here. So again, we have the comparison of highest return assets across different portfolios. Here's the two remaining portfolios. This one's a fixed income. The projected returns are not very strong, obviously. This is when you have a calamity in the markets, just like everything's blowing up, everything's falling knife environment. This is where you want to be, is in the in these spaces in the fixed income. So I could generate this pretty well in a couple hours. So I'm going to be ready to deploy this soon. And just try to get more comfortable where I should go. This one, I don't know. When I say money in the market, it just depends upon President Taco as it stands. So here's some specific sectors here that are growth, biotech. I'm not a huge fan of biotech. Renewable energy, same thing. Niche, medical. These are really high risk, I think. They're just too extremely volatile. They don't do all that well. So I'd rather just stick with this one, the USA equity. So when you do a comparison, obviously when you have these four that are the leaders, this makes sense that you have Rocket Lab and some other ones as well. So again, probably ask the AI to give me a weighted allocation on whatever I'm going to throw at it. Not being a lot of money. I just want to test this process first before I start throwing bigger accounts at it. So that's pretty well it. Just wanted to show you we can not just look at equity alone or futures and options or Forex or crypto. We could go across the board and compare each one of those asset classes and each individual asset as well to get projected uh, returns and forecasts for the next 4 weeks. Again, one of the other things I plan to do is to have a Python script which will accept the order and trade it live on whatever my broker will be. Most likely right now, Interactive Brokers. And then run that on I'm not sure yet if it's going to be on a cloud server or on a local machine between trading hours and whatnot. We'll see on that. But that's how it is. And it looks better with the AI. Just get closer to process that might work pretty well for me. So I'm just putting that out there just so people can see what's happening here. And as I get closer to that date of deploying real money using all these processes. All right. So that's pretty well it. If you want to know more, go to the website quantlabsnet.com and you could just sign up and just get on my newsletter and see what's going on. I post a lot more information out there outside of what I post on social media. Yeah. Thanks for watching.